1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. President has urged the United Nations to take steps to implement Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. Foreign Minister says Pakistan is making reconciliatory efforts with utmost sincerity for peace and stability in the region, including the Afghan peace process. U.S. Special Representative for Afghanistan Reconciliation appreciated Pakistan's untiring efforts for facilitating the process towards mutual objective of peace in the region. Information Minister says electronic media is playing key role in opinion making and keeping the people abreast of current situation. Protest demonstrations are continuing in world capitals against publication of blasphemous caricatures in France. Third and final one-day international between Pakistan and Zimbabwe will be played in Rawalpindi tomorrow. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Arif Alvi has urged the United Nations to take steps to implement Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. Talking to UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator Mr. Julian Henrys in Islamabad today, he said Pakistan has always pursued peaceful resolution of all outstanding issues with India, including the core dispute of Jammu and Kashmir, which has been on the agenda of the UN for over 7 decades. The President reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to multilateralism and the principles and purposes of the UN Charter. Dr. Arif Alvi also reiterated Pakistan's commitment to bring minorities to the mainstream and protect their rights. He also apprised Julian Harris about the measures taken by Pakistan against the spread of COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the financial support provided by the government to the deserving families under SR's program. Julian Harris praised Pakistan for being tolerant to minorities. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, senior Hurriyat leader Professor Abdul Ghani Bhatt says Kashmiris will not allow India to rob them of their land and destiny through changing the demography of the territory. Addressing a public gathering in Sopore, he said Kashmir is a disputed territory and a global political problem which needs to be understood by the Indian rulers. The Hurriyat leader asked for settlement of the Kashmir dispute through political dialogue between Pakistan, India, and the real representatives of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Professor Bhatt warned that 3 nuclear powers are directly involved in the Kashmir dispute, which can prove dangerous for the whole world if left unaddressed. Meanwhile, all parties Hurriyat conference paying rich tributes to martyred Mujahid commander Dr. Saifullah has reiterated that the people of Kashmir would continue their freedom struggle as a mark of real tribute to the brave sons of the soil. In a statement in Srinagar, the APHC said Kashmiris are indebted to huge sacrifices of their beloved martyrs. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said Pakistan is making reconciliatory efforts with utmost sincerity for peace and stability in the region, including the Afghan peace process. In his telephonic conversation with his Finnish counterpart, Pekka Haavisto, today, Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Prime Minister Imran Khan has been saying from day one that dialogue among the Afghan leadership acceptable to the people of Afghanistan is the only solution to the Afghan problem. He said intra-Afghan dialogue taking place in Doha is a good omen for peace in Afghanistan, and the Afghan leadership should take advantage of this opportunity in taking these negotiations to their logical conclusion. The Pakistan Foreign Minister declared the upcoming conference being held in Geneva at the end of this month with the cooperation of Finland, the United Nations and Afghanistan as vital for durable peace and stability in Afghanistan. He thanked the Foreign Minister of Finland for inviting him to attend the conference on Afghanistan. Both the foreign ministers also agreed to continue the process of bilateral consultation for peace and stability in the region, including the Afghan peace process. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to undertake joint efforts for promotion of cooperation in the field of information technology. The understanding came during a telephonic conversation between Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Saudi Minister for Information Technology Abdullah Al Swaha. Both the ministers especially deliberated on cooperation in the digital field. U.S. Special Representative for Afghanistan Reconciliation Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad called on Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi today. Regional security situation, Afghan peace process, with particular reference to border management and way forward for lasting peace in Afghanistan, were discussed during the meeting. The visiting dignitary appreciated Pakistan's untiring efforts for facilitating the process towards mutual objective of peace in the region. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Syed Shibli Farah says the government will continue provision of all possible facilities for the development and promotion of media industry as it fully believes in freedom of expression. In a statement to congratulate newly elected office bearers of Pakistan Broadcasters Association, he said electronic media is playing a key role in decision and opinion making and keeping the people abreast with the current situation. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. Protest demonstrations were held in Bangladesh and Indonesia today against the publication of blasphemous caricatures and French President Emmanuel Macron's support for it. In Bangladesh, a big rally was taken out in the capital, Dhaka. The protesters were demanding boycott of French products. A similar protest demonstration was held in Indonesia outside the French embassy in capital Jakarta today. Thousands of people participated in it. Egypt opened the Rafah crossing with the Gaza Strip for 3 days. The Palestinian embassy in Cairo said the terminal will remain open in both directions to allow Palestinian travelers to leave and those stranded to return to Gaza. Meanwhile, hundreds of Palestinians stranded in Egypt are ready to return to the coastal enclave through the crossing and will be subjected to a week-long quarantine. In the United States, presidential elections will be held tomorrow to elect 59th president of the country. The incumbent president, Donald Trump, is a candidate of the Republican Party, while Joe Biden is contesting the election on Democratic Party ticket. The Democratic candidate maintains a solid national lead in the polls, but this advantage is narrower in key states, which could decide the result. More than 90 million people have already cast their ballots in early voting, putting the country on course for its highest turnaround in a century. In Afghanistan, 10 students were killed by gunmen when they attacked Kabul University's campus today. Afghan Interior Ministry spokesman Tariq Aryan said several attackers have entered the campus and are fighting with the security forces. Taliban said their fighters are not involved in the assault. No other group immediately claimed responsibility. In Vietnam, floods and landslides triggered by Typhoon Molave have left 33 people dead and 49 others missing in the Central Highlands. Vietnam's Central Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Control said the floods damaged 89 bridges and over 90 kilometers of roads. In the Philippines, the death toll from Typhoon Goni has risen to 16. The country's disaster management agency said that the casualties occurred due to powerful winds and heavy rains causing flooding in south of the main island of Luzon. Typhoon Goni has displaced over 390,000 people. And now cricket. The third and final one-day international between Pakistan and Zimbabwe will be played in Rawalpindi tomorrow. The match will start at 12 p.m. Pakistan have already won the series by 2-0. Weather. Mainly dry weather is likely to prevail over most parts of the country, while cold in northern and hilly areas of Kashmir, North Balochistan and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during the next 24 hours, while smog is predicted in plain areas of Punjab during night and morning hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.